You finally found the perfect setup. It's flawless. You've analyzed a chart, calculated your RR, and you're ready to execute. Only to hit the submit button and get slapped with insufficient option privileges. And the worst part, your fund's been sitting in your account for 5 whole days, just waiting to settle. That whole time you think about financial freedom, all the gains, ready to trade. All those late nights, studying candlestick patterns, learning the Greeks, watching every trading video on YouTube is completely worthless because you can't even place a trade. So you start the process all over again, uploading more documents, answering more questionnaires, waiting for more approvals. Meanwhile, that perfect setup, it's gone. And your portfolio didn't move, all because of technical problems. Why doesn't anyone talk about this? Why does no one address the new person? Everyone's busy explaining strategies and how this fair value gap did this and blah, 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 blah. No one cares to show you how to actually set up an account from day one. If you're tired of being sidelined by technicalities when you should be in the market making money moves, this video is for you. Today I'm breaking down exactly how to open a brokerage account specifically for options trading the right way the first time. No more rejections, no more delays, no more missed opportunities. I'll show you step by step how to get approved, the option level you need, and the account setup that fits you. This is how to open a brokerage account to trade options. The problem with a lot of brokerages, all the time people ask me, yo Ellie, what brokerage do you use? Every single day, this is probably one of the most common questions I get asked, and I'm going to explain to you the problem with a lot of brokerages. Clunky interfaces, okay? You want a brokerage that's easy to use. Some of these brokerages look like I'm hacking into the Pentagon and not trading options. For me, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, so I want something that's simple, easy, and clean. Bad fills, bad order execution, okay? When you're buying an option, okay, you don't want to get filled at the highest price. You want the best execution and the best fill. Why? Because options are 100x leverage. If you're off by, let's say, $5, okay, every 10 contracts you buy, you're going to be off by $50. You're going to be $50 in the red just because of bad fills. Next, lack of clarity on how to get services. I swear, when I was new looking at brokerages, I didn't know how to get the right levels. So I was like, what is going on here? Everything's like, oh, go look at this guide. And then 3 hours later, I'm deep in the trenches on some FAQ and I still don't have answer to the problem. Bad customer support, okay? You don't want an AI agent, okay, answering your questions. Okay, you want to be able to call someone and talk to them on the phone to get your problem solved that day. I've been in situations where I've had brokerage problems and I call and they answer. Okay, you don't want to be in a situation where it's, oh, let me talk to customer support and they don't answer and you're down thousands of dollars because of a glitch. High fees. In the modern day, okay, you shouldn't be paying any fees for options trading. It should be very minimum. Back in the day, okay, we used to pay like $5 for 100 shares. Okay, the game has changed with no fees. Okay, so you want low fees. Brokerage limitation during volatility. Some brokerages don't allow you to trade open because they say it's too volatile. When the market crashes, okay, when there's big red days, you don't want to be in a brokerage that pauses trading. I'm looking at you, Charles Schwab. You do not want to be in that situation. And this ties into my last point. You can't trade the open due to limits, okay? Certain brokerages, they limit the open, okay? You can't market buy off the open, but that's when big moves happen. You're literally just giving money away due to technical limitations. And I cannot stress this enough about brokerage limitation, okay? You want something that's reliable, that's always online, especially in times of volatility. I've seen it. Many brokerages just stop trading or they don't allow trading or there's bad fills, okay? And you don't want that, okay? During volatility, that's when you make the money. So I gathered a list of probably the most common brokerages. So we have Webull, we have Robinhood, Thinkorswim, E-Trade, Moomoo, Tasty Trade, and then TradeStation. So I've used all of these brokerages and I'm going to tell you which one I use and how to get the proper levels, okay? So here's the problem that a lot of traders face. This is the most common question I get, whether it's in comments in my videos, DMs, you name it, this is what I get. They don't have $25K for a day trading account. Okay, no one is expecting you to start day trading with $30,000 cash liquid ready to trade. This is America. People got bills to pay, okay? You do not need $25,000 in order to start day trading, okay? That was a thing back in the day. Nowadays, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Lack of proper clearance, okay? So traders will get approved for level 1 options, but they don't get level 2 options. Therefore, they cannot buy calls and puts, and they're sitting there going, well, what do I do now? We're going to address that today. Another one, they don't know which brokerage to use. When you're a new trader, you're going to get ads all over your feed, emails of all these different brokerages, and there's like 1,000 of them, okay? You need to find the one that fits you the best. Lastly, is you want something that's everything in one place, okay? You don't want to be using this platform for quotes and this platform for news, okay? You want everything in one neat place, so that way you only need one program for all of your trading needs, Okay, I cannot stress this enough. When you have like 10 programs running and you don't have a gaming computer or a high-end PC, your computer will crash. Okay, so you want something that's everything in place. You want charts, execution, all in front of your face, ready to go. So the question is what brokerage does Ellie use? Now, before I get into this, LED's legal team has a little bit of a disclaimer for you, okay? You will lose all of your money day trading, okay? This is LED's legal team, okay? I was a cook, okay? A cook at McDonald's, okay? I can't even spell. I'm going to leave this in here too, just to show you how dumb I am and how you shouldn't listen to anything I say, okay? I am a cook at McDonald's. I am not a financial advisor, okay? You must, okay, not should, you must consult with a financial advisor, okay? Notice this is all wrecked, okay? This is how bad I am. You should not listen to anything I say, okay? Before listening to a burger flipper. Okay, remember, I am a burger flipper, not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do is financial advice. Nothing can be considered financial advice, okay? The only thing I can advise you on is about putting fries in the bag, okay? Now, the colors are all messed up on here. The spelling's all messed up on here. I'm trying to drive home a point. I am not a financial advisor. Please, please, please consult with a professional. Burger flipper, not a financial advisor, okay? I can put fries in the bag all day. I can't tell you about your financial future. Now that's out of the way, the brokerage that I use is Webull. Okay, so you probably have heard me talk about it. I post tons of screenshots. All my gains are all from Webull. This, in my opinion, okay, I've tried every single brokerage, is the best. I've also been offered fat stacks of cash, okay, to work for other brokerages. I will not support a product or promote anything that I do not fully believe in. I fully believe in Webull, okay? I like how it works. All my friends like how it works. It's just the best platform for beginner options traders and everyone. Now, it is owned by China, just a heads up. Okay, so why do I use Webull? It's the best and easiest to use interface on desktop and phone. I'm telling you, if you get the mobile app on Webull, you can get in and out of trades at the tap of your finger. It is literally the best. It's super easy to use and easy to set up, okay? Also, it has great order execution. It doesn't have excellent or top tier. It has great or good order execution, okay? It also has decent, notice I didn't say the best, but it has decent customer service, okay? I've been able to call Webull and get someone on the phone when I've had problems. They've also called me. I used to have a rep back in the past, so they're pretty decent customer support. Not the best, but it's also not an AI chatbot, okay? I want to get a real human on the phone and tell them, yo, what is going on here? Lastly, there's no fees, okay? The fees are very minimum. They're about a penny or so, and that's just exchange fees, meaning no matter where you go, you're going to be charged those fees no matter what, okay? They're not charging you $1, okay, for an options trade like Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim charges, I think it's 65 cents per options trade, okay? This adds up over a while, okay? You start buying 100 contracts, your fees really start to add up. Lastly, there's no BS limitations, okay? So I've used Webull in the 2020 crash, okay? And they didn't pause my trading. They didn't pause anything during GameStop. Like, they're very transparent, and it usually is the only brokerage that is working during times of volatility. Every now and then, like maybe once every 2 years, there'll be a glitch, but it's because of the exchanges, not because of Webull, okay? So that is why I use Webull, and that is why I stand by it. Okay, so now let's get into how to actually open an account. Step 1, you got to open an account. Now, before we continue, you're going to probably follow along, so make sure you have the following. You need photo ID to verify that you're actually who you say you are. Sometimes you'll need additional proof of identification, okay, in order to open this up. Webull makes the rules, not me. And you're also going to need your bank account information, so your accounting, routing number, everything like that. Please pause this video before you can continue, okay? Make sure you have the following. You want to have the photo ID ready, proof of identity, and bank account information. Now, click the link down below in the description. Once you click it, type in your email, your name, your phone number, etc. And then we're going to get to the actual account type. So there's 2 types of account types I'm going to cover today, which is a cash account and a margin account. I'm going to cover margin account first because I think maybe like 5% of you are actually going to use a margin account. On a margin account, you have unlimited day trades, okay? But you need a minimum of $25,000 at all time in order to have unlimited day trades. Meaning, if intraday you put $25K in there, you take a bad trade and you're at $24,500, okay, you are at risk of a PDT violation, okay? The balance has to be over $25K. So If you are going to open an account, I recommend for a margin account, minimum of $30,000, ideally $50,000. Okay, margin accounts are better for shares versus options because options are already leveraged. And as I noted, you can trade 4x leverage on a margin account. Okay, that's usually industry standard. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less. Now, for 99% of you, okay, maybe 95% of you, you're going to want to open a cash account. You can have unlimited day trades, and I'm going to explain in a further slide of how that works. You do not need 25K. You can literally put $100 in a cash account, trade the $100, and then the cash settles the next day, and you're ready to rock and roll. This is what I recommend, okay, as a burger flipper, not a financial advisor, for 95% of people learning options trading. So let's explain the math behind a cash account. So people get confused by this. So let's say you put $1,000 in there, okay, and you bought 3 SPY calls at $1, or you spent $300. Your next trade, okay, trade 2, you bought SPY puts at $1 or $400, okay. Then your next trade, you bought SPY puts for $1, okay, or $300. And then trade 4, you wanted to take a SPY lotto for $100, okay. You cannot trade this, okay. You cannot take this 4th trade. Why? Because this amount here adds up to your balance. So when I say unlimited day trades, it's unlimited day trades up to the balance of your account that day. Now, if you made a bunch of money on these trades and say your account's now at $1,200, the next day your account will be $1,200 and you can trade with $1,200. But the key here is there's no PDT restriction. Okay, there's no PDT restriction. Now, PDT is a government regulation here in the US called pattern day trade restriction. It was started during a dot-com bubble to basically help people from day trading on margin, because everyone in the dot-com bubble was running up like 10x leverage, and then when it popped, everyone got bagged. Okay, now let's talk about PDT real quick. PDT is 4 day trades over the span of 5 business days. Okay, so that means on Monday, if you took a day trade, okay, so it means buying and selling the same day, that counts as 1 day trade. Tuesday, you made another one, buying and selling, that's 2 day trades. Wednesday, buying and selling, okay, that's 3 day trades. On Thursday, if you buy and sell on Thursday, okay, picture this, you bought a bunch of contracts and the contracts go against you and you're down 50%. You cannot sell without getting a PDT restriction. Okay, so that means you're going to have to hold those contracts and basically bag yourself. Now, if you decided to forego any of the warnings in the brokerage account and you sell anyway for a loss, you will be restricted for 90 days on that margin account and you will not be able to trade for 90 days. This is why PDT is bad. This is why we open a cash account. Before we begin, I want to go over some frequently asked questions before we continue the rest of the video how I actually set it up. Number 1. I am under 18. Can I open a Webull account? No, you can't. Okay, you need a custodial account, meaning your parents are on the account, or you trade with your parents' social security number. But I'm not your parents, so talk to your parents, get yourself a proper account. I recommend a custodial account, which you can get on Thinkorswim. So this video will not apply to you. Next, I'm not in the US and can't open a Webull account, or there's not certain features on Webull because I'm not in the US. Okay, there's a ton of international traders, and they all recommend interactive brokerages. Okay, IBKR. I am in the US. I'm not in Canada. I'm not in Mexico. I'm not in Europe. So feel free to use interactive brokerages. There's even US people that use it. I've heard great things. So, this video won't help you. I don't have 25K. How can I day trade? Okay, you need to open a cash account. We just covered that. You will need a cash account. You do not need $25,000 to day trade. You need a cash account. I currently use another brokerage. Should I switch? This is ultimately up to you and your financial advisor. Okay, I'm a burger flipper. So if you want to trade exactly like I do, if you want to execute like me, chart like me, use all the strategies I use, then maybe use the brokerage I use, because it will match exactly what you're seeing and your learning curve will be less, rather than you kind of flipping around on your phone on a different brokerage. I cannot help you with another brokerage because I don't use any other brokerage. So let's get into it. You're going to click the link below. You're going to open it up, put in your email, name, etc. It's going to ask you for social security number. Okay, this is for tax purposes. Okay, don't put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here because the IRS isn't going to allow that. And then you want to put in your address right here. Next screen, your employment information. So you're going to put in your employment status. It's going to ask you for the address of your employer. If you're a trader, okay, full time, you're going to put self-employed and put the name of your S corp. If you work a regular job, They're not going to contact your work. They're just making sure that you have a job in case, to fund your account. Now, for 99% of us, none of this applies. But if you have a rich dad or a rich mom for that matter, one of these might apply to you. But make sure you read through them. I cannot answer this question for you, but most people are just going to do none of the above. This is very important. So it's going to ask you, what is your financial status? This is just a questionnaire to see if you're a good fit to open an account for liquidity needs. Okay, this is very important. What is liquidity? Liquidity means cash, right? Do you want that cash now or do you want it later? We're day traders. Do we want cash now or do we want it later? We want the cash now. So liquidity should be very, very important for you. Okay, now it's going to ask you your annual net income. I recommend, if you're making under $50,000 a year, it might be tough to get approved for options trading. Ideally, you want to be in this $50K to $1.2 million sort of range. Now, have I seen people get approved for this range? Of course, but if you're over the age of 25, you went to college, you have a good career, you should be somewhere in this range. If you're on the edge, talk to a financial advisor and they will let you know what we want to put. Remember, burger flipper. Now, it's going to ask you your total net worth. So it's the total assets you own minus what you owe. Okay, so this is like maybe your house or you have some other investments or whatever. Pick whatever one you want to pick that matches your situation the best. This is not going to be super important when it comes to getting the right options level approval, but it is important. You should know this stuff. This is important for your financial well-being. Approximate liquid net worth. Okay, remember what liquidity means, right? So how much cash can you get right now if World War III was to start and shit was to hit the fan? How much cash do you have? Okay, so this is going to ask you that. So if you only have 10K available, where you have 10, again, I recommend always on the higher end. Just increase your approvals. Again, not financial advice. Burger flipper. Now, step 2. This is very important. It's going to ask you about your investment experience. So I want you to keep these in the back of your mind. Okay, we want to be in and out of trading, so liquidity is very important to us. Okay, notice the words that are highlighted. Okay, options are complex, so we want to make sure we have good enough experience to trade them. We don't want to be a complete beginner. Notice the words that are highlighted. That'll play later. We want to trade in Webull and make money through what? Our trading profits. Okay, so notice the words that are highlighted. So here we go. What is your investment experience? So you notice we want to make sure that we have a good enough investment experience in order to get approved for options trading. Next, what is your investment goal? Obviously, everyone wants to trade to make money. So this should be a pretty simple one. Some people might say additional source of revenue. It's kind of the same thing. We're building wealth. But most of us want to trade and make money so we can wire it out and go on cool vacations. So once you're done, this is what it will look like. This is your time horizon. Okay, so this is your investment experience. Remember, we want to have good enough investment experience. We want to make money trading. And then your time horizon, right? Like, what are you really interested in when it comes to trading? Is it 1 to 3 years? Is it 4 to 7? It's really up to you. For most people, it's going to be 4 to 7 or 1 to 3. How long do you want to be a trader for, right? That's how you should answer that question. Step 3, getting options trading. If you struggle with account restrictions, you want to pay attention here very, very closely. So when you complete that screen, you're going to go to here next. So it's going to ask your trading privileges. Okay, you need to check the options box. Okay, if you're going to trade options, you want to check the options box. Lastly, cash management. So if you have cash in Webull, I believe they offer like 3 to 4% if you use the link below. So that means you're going to get money earned. Okay, if you have like 10K in an account, you're going to get, a couple extra bucks that you can use to pay for gas or whatever on your 10K in the account if you use the link below. So this is optional. You don't have to have it. But again, you're earning free interest on your cash. It's almost like it's a no-brainer. I love free money and you should too. Okay, you also want to have stocks and ETFs. Remember, trading stocks, ETFs, bonds you can have checked. Most people don't trade it. Money market funds, most people aren't trading that. Main thing is stocks, ETFs, options, and cash management if you want free money. Okay, this is extremely important. This is mandatory. You want level 2 options. Okay, you'll notice level 1 says covered calls and cash secured puts. Notice this does not mean you can buy calls and puts. Only level 2, or see how it says long calls and puts, okay? In regular people terms, not finance bro terms, that means buy, puts, and calls. So this is mandatory. Make sure you have level 2 options or you're gonna have to watch this video all over again. Step 4, options questionnaire. So we already completed the investment questionnaire. Now it's going to ask you specifically about options because options are risky and you should totally consult a financial advisor, not a burger flipper. I have to keep saying that for LED legal team. Okay. General investment experience. Please confirm your investment experience in stock or other kind of securities. Remember, we want to have good enough investment experience. On the previous, we wrote how we have good enough experience. For options trading, we want to make sure that we have good enough experience. What is good enough option trading experience? So I would say that good enough experience to me is at least 1 to 3 years. Less than 1 year could be a little bit difficult to get approved for options trading because you do not have good enough investment experience. Okay. Step 5 is funding your account. So you did the hardest part. You got the options level you need if you followed the questionnaire exactly how I showed. So you should be ready to rock and roll, fund your account, and get ready to hit some setups. Okay, so there's many ways you can do it. There's ACH transfer. Okay, there's literally, they use the app called Plaid. You just connect your bank account, and this will take 5 days. Okay, 5 business days to settle the funds in your account. If you want to trade right away and you're a degenerate gambler, you can just wire transfer it. However, they do charge a $25 fee, which is standard for all wires, and you will get that money in 1 to 2 days, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. You can also send a check. I don't know the last time I even wrote a check, but yeah, you can send a check if you want. Okay, but remember, okay, this is super important here. However you deposit the money is going to be the same way you're going to withdraw it. Okay, so if you want to wire money out, okay, wire money out, be ACH transfer or wire transfer. Just make sure 99% of people are going to use ACH transfer. But remember, it takes 5 business days, actually more like 3, but 5 business days on the long end to get the money into your account. Okay, congratulations, you are ready to trade options. You did the hardest part, you got all the technicals out of the way, you're ready to rock and roll. So I just want to go over a quick summary. You're going to click the link down below. You're going to follow the steps on how to open an account. You're going to make sure you get level 2 options trading. You're going to fund that account. Now, frequently asked questions. I went over a couple of them. If you're under 18, international, things like that. There's a lot of people have a lot of other technical problems, but if you follow this video exactly, you'll be ready to go. If this video gets, let's say, 123 likes, I will make an entire video, a guide of how to actually set up your brokerage, your layout, just like me, and you'll be ready to click buttons faster than you can say, okay? And now, just make sure you stay tuned for the next video. Seriously, I hope this helps a lot of you. Again, I get this question all the time, and I literally search YouTube, and no one explained how to do this. So as always, thank you everyone for the support. Peace.